Hey folks, how you doing today? I hope everything's going well. I am back out here with another look at my Outback Heavy Hauling map, which is my newest Snowrunner Mod Map project. And today we are heading out from what is going to be the garage. I am just in the process of setting up tasks for the map and kind of doing little fill-in stuff in different areas. I got most of the places built out in terms of the airport, the drilling rig, all these other places that are going to be setups for tasks. I've spent quite a bit of time mudding in the roads a little bit in between the puddles, as you can see, just kind of softening up the ground over on this side of the map. So a lot of the little stuff that's really going to sell the world. Now I've been doing a little looking around back and forth between this map and the Outback Overlanding map, and I'm really having a hard time integrating the two maps together because they're just such a different focus. So realistically right now I'm thinking that I'm just going to release this as a single map, and I'm going to look at making a second map that will work a lot better with this scenario, because realistically the way Outback Overlanding's set up, there's one little town in the corner which would hook up to this map where I've put the tunnel. And you just basically go through the tunnel to pick something up and then have to go back through the tunnel again, which really doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It wouldn't be any fun. It's just a whole bunch of loading screens. So I think what I would look at is something with a bigger town and more passable roads, because Outback Overlanding is a trailing map at heart with some tasks, and it's just not going to work with this. There's really nothing out there to go to other than the town on the map for something like this. So my apologies, but change of plans, and I'm sure it'll work out better in the end. The good news is my next project, and I've been getting this suggestion very often once I started getting into the Outback Overlanding map, is making a map that I'm going to focus it kind of look like Tasmania. I even want to make it an island, which isn't going to change much other than the outside, but it's going to be a huge beach all the way around it. And I'll leave it at that for now, but something to look forward to in the future, because once I finish this map I'm going to start on that, and then I'll probably come back to a second map for this setup after I'm done the next trailing map. So we are rolling up here onto a small part of one of the tasks, which is going to be delivering a couple of these windmill blades, which are just great big huge loads to pull out through these roads. What this one is going to be is one of the drivers took a wrong turn and got stuck out here, so I'm going to add a truck into the scenario and so on. It's probably not going to end up sitting right here, but I wanted to basically test things out a little bit, and I haven't pulled any large trailers out through these roads. So what you guys are seeing here is the very first run with a trailer of this size. Like I say, it's going to be out here somewhere. Truck's probably going to be stuck. Recover the truck, deliver the windmill blade is the idea on it. I'm starting to place some of these vehicles and such around the map right now, so that basically layout of what's going to come, what's going to work. There's a whole bunch of loading areas. There's going to be tasks that you're taking things to drop off areas to pick things up. Should be a lot of reasons to drive around this map. I'm adding a few more small trails and stuff, but there's really one big main road system. There are quite a few areas to cross on the river, and then there's a bunch of areas that are pretty deep. Most of it has pretty steep banks, so you can make your own trail. The river's going to be a problem if you have a trailer or anything like that, but a scout vehicle should be able to make it across, or a regular truck without a trailer should be able to get across the river in a lot of spots, but there's going to be a lot of places where your truck's going to disappear, so there'll be a challenge of remembering where you can get through if you want to try and not take the long route. So here we are heading out in my first try with the Prime Mover by Timothy. It's a pretty cool truck. He's had a few pretty good projects that have come out in the last little while, and he's definitely doing a good job. It's different than most of the other things I've seen out there, and I like it so far, but this is literally the first time I tried it, but good work. Now this is going to be a real good time if anyone has any suggestions, or just give me a good opinion what you think about these roads. I want to make them tough. I don't want you guys to be able to come out in a little highway truck and pull these big trailers. There's going to be height requirements over some of these hills. I don't know, we'll see on this adventure right now here if we're going to get hung up on anything. This truck isn't really high suspension, but it does have quite a bit of ground clearance, so I'm going to have to try a few vanilla vehicles probably to come through here, some of the bigger trucks, and just get a feel of how tough it is. Again, I said in the other video, it's proving kind of challenging to make this a really a typical SnowRunner map in terms of the big hills and tough trails and stuff, because really in the heart of this map I want it to be pretty similar to heading into the Outback, hauling some bigger loads. Like I said, I want to set up cargo amounts so that it kind of entices you to maybe throw an extra trailer on with a winch, because the roads aren't going to be super treacherous. I think they're going to be challenging, and the heavier stuff is going to definitely prove to work the trucks out. Right now, what I'm seeing on these roads, I could probably rut them up a little bit more, but would love to know what you guys think. If you enjoy challenging but doable, or if you want me to make a few more tougher spots. You'll see up here there's a river that we got to go through. I mean, there's not much water out in the Outback, so I think I've put about as much as I can in without overdoing it, but it's going to present some challenges. There's a few different main roadways. You can definitely go off the trail absolutely anywhere, but there is a whole bunch of rolling hills and sharp drop-offs and stuff, and rocks, trees, so it will present its own challenges for the players that like to go out and about off-road. In the background right now we're seeing a farm. There's going to be a task to rebuild that water tower and a few other things to take to the farm and back to the other areas. I added in a railroad, which I'll show you guys in a future video, which is another loading and unloading area. So basically I'm just really filling in the little things, figuring out where things are going to come from and go to, and organizing myself before I start writing these tasks. Probably looking at about, I'm guessing, 2 weeks till I release this, and obviously it's going to be available for all systems. Just we'll see. It's obviously the approval process that we always have to wait for, so hopefully it gets through pretty quick, but it's definitely going to be available for everyone. And when I get to the second map for this, it will be the same. It's just probably going to stick with 2 map regions, like I said now, for size, so that all systems can get stuff. We are just coming up to the unload spot here. Now I haven't put the task in, so I can't unload it. I'm just threw a trailer down with the editor and I'm doing a test drive. Like I said, you're gonna have 2 of these to deliver out. One comes from a completely different area, and it's gonna be one of those animated build tasks from the DLC. So this is just a quick test of roads, and one of the tasks that you guys are gonna see, I got a whole bunch of tasks planned, so there's gonna be a lot of running back and forth. And with the big cargo amounts, to promote maybe bee training with a winch, or good for multiplayer. It should be fun to run around with friends and just complete a whole bunch of variety of tasks to a lot of different areas. Anyways, guys, as always, I really appreciate you guys watching. Thanks to everyone who made it this far, and I will have an update hopefully pretty soon as usual, and tasks and everything released not too long. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day.